can teach you a lot of skills about how to do all those things. And I can teach you how to have a fucking great monogamous relationship also. So be clear about what you want, and don't do something because you think you want to fit in with the crowd because that's what's expected of you. Do what's true for you.
And as they say for actors, go ahead and memorize all your lines and then forget them.
Yeah.
Take all of this and just forget it.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna tell it? For real. Like you can't, don't worry about analyzing all this shit. It'll come to you. Just have some faith, you
That's
know?
the important.
What's that? I'm just gonna try and follow people down the order they put their hands up.
Quick question more for the doctor.
Wow. Thanks for that. I love that. Respect.
It doesn't happen often, but every now and then when I'm coughing up a lung or I'm extremely sick, I can't perform. What's the best way to handle it where she's extremely upset and it's obvious?
Okay, so the role becomes you're the son and I'm gonna take care of you and that's not sexy.
Yeah.
So, identify that there's a power imbalance. Hey, guess what? I know I'm not, I'm sick, I can't help myself, but if you're gonna be sniffing and, doing all of that stuff in the bed, she's not gonna wanna come to bed with you and then she's gonna equate the bed with the sickness and that. So the 2 rooms could work. That's what you're talking about, right?
That would obviously solve it,
But the roles, be careful what roles you play, because I always say, you don't really want to fuck your daddy. And you don't really want to fuck your mommy either. So when it becomes, I'm taking care of him and I'm this.
No, that wasn't even my question. I never want to be taken care of.
You don't?
No.
It's nice if it's normal, if it's healthy.
Yeah, when you're not feeling well,
Yeah.
it's great to be
It
taken care
is.
of.
What I'm saying is I've had someone that's, within their 48 hours and they want to go and
Well, fuck that. I'm sick.
The
I don't
answer
understand.
is, have you ever had a cat?
I mean,
Ever had a female
you're allowed
cat?
to say no.
Ever had to put a Q-tip in your cat?
Don't say that.
It's not an insult, it's truth.
All right.
A cat, pardon me? Yeah.
Where is?
It's okay if you're sick.
If a female cat is
Doesn't matter.
on high ovulation, that special week in June, and you don't have any male cats around, and she's caterwauling and screaming all the time, and you want her to not be suffering, you insert a Q-tip, and pretty soon she decides that she's now being fertilized, and she shuts up.
It is not your job as a male to always always please your woman. That's not your job on this planet.
However, a responsible, practical man keeps certain sex toys around. I personally am a huge advocate of Hitachi magic wands. You snuggle up to your girl, you use the magic wand with her until she gets off, and you say, babe, I'm really sick, I don't need to catch this, so I'm gonna sleep in the bed.
Or you say, you know what, sweetheart, I really believe in you, that you're a powerful woman. Can you please go masturbate? Not like that. But the thing is, like, give us some credit. We know what to do. We can just rub our clit, and it
I
can
think
work.
that's a good.
You don't have to take care of all of this shit.
I've gotta
Let
tell you
us do
something.
some stuff.
I've gotta tell you something. I've gotta tell you something. My experience with women has shown me
Okay.
that when a woman wants to be serviced by a man, and the man is incapable or unwilling, she will not stop. I have
That's
literally,
bullshit.
don't tell me that, I've been raped by a bunch of women. I'm not kidding. I've had women tell me if I wouldn't fuck
Well,
them,
that's sad.
they would call the cops on
That's
me.
sad.
Yeah, it's totally fucked.
It's sad
Yeah.
that she cannot take care of herself. That's really sad.
It's because
I wouldn't want that kind of girl around if I
that's
were you.
why I've never once re-hooked up with a girl who's done that to me.
Scary. I'm so sorry you had that
It's
experience.
fucking
It's
awful.
not uncommon. It's not uncommon though.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that
It's awful.
we're
Proof
not
here.
just
I was told I was
needy
raped
people.
the next morning.
Huh?
I've woken up to sex. It's not bad.
I've woken up with that.
Hang on. How many of you have had a situation where you were too tired or not into it, or she was too drunk, so you were just not going to do it, and she wanted to do it, and you're trying to stop her, but she's not having any of that? Okay then.
I could have forcefully stopped her, like.
That's exactly. I routinely turn on my video camera, and I say, I want you to tell me that you're not taking no for an answer. And they say, you're gonna fuck me right now.
That's a good idea. I mean, put us in our place. Seriously. You're allowed to do that. If we're acting like idiots or we want something and you can't give it, then tell us. Be like, seriously, sweetie, no. It's okay. Like, we're not gonna hate you.
You think so? I'll tell you something about that, because you
Yeah.
are an exceptional case. Every man in this room, I imagine, has had a point where a girl has wanted him and he hasn't realized it, or it wasn't right for him at the moment, or he didn't have the balls to go through with it, and because he didn't strike him in the arm was hot, the girl never looked at him the same way again. Didn't talk to him
Well, that's
again.
fucking sad.
Guys, who here is not had that?
Saying-
It doesn't make it any.
Of course you got this room.
I didn't say it wasn't real. I'm saying it's sad.
It's
Not
sad.
everybody.
I understand.
It's sad.
Thank you for feeling our pain. What
I
I'm telling you is,
know.
it's a whole lot worse for men out there, particularly
I
for
know.
the kind of men who are the sort that women find sexy. Because they make up their mind, I'm gonna have that right now. And you don't get to not give it to them. Partly because women have a problem. So many women are raised to understand that their sex, because it's the source of their security in the future, is so valuable that if they offer it to a man and he doesn't take them up on it, it's the gravest rejection possible. Hey, best you've got to offer? Meh.
I'm just saying, this
It
is
might,
insane.
I believe that it doesn't apply to you, but
No, no.
please believe that it
I-
happens more often
I
than you
do
can imagine.
understand.
Deal with that right now.
I say good riddance. Who the fuck wants a woman who doesn't respect the boundaries?
That's what I mean. I mean, I'm with you
Okay,
guys. It's just like,
absolutely true. However, and this is a non-trivial thing, I tell this to girls all the time. When I'm out with a girl on a social thing, I will say to her, I'm happy to buy you a drink, but I should caution you that accepting a second drink implies consent. And the girl goes, what? And I say, well, right now you're sober. You can make good choices. After you've had this drink, you'll still be essentially.
Can you imagine if all men said that? Can you imagine that? How fewer just rape cases there'd be?
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry that we women, I'm gonna apologize for all women. I am so fucking sorry.
It,
I
on the
really
positive
am.
side, if only women were more like you.
Well, I'm just saying that's really
She's
horrible.
working on it.
So, exactly.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
I
That's a
say
good
that,
answer. You're working on
guys,
it.
She is
every
one
time-
conversation at a time.
Every time I say to girls, hey, happy to buy you your drink. I say to the bartender, which you know, accepting a second drink implies consent. So when the bartender comes by, I say, you know, right now you're sober. You can make good choices. After you've had this drink, you'll still be almost sober, but I can't take your decisions. So if you've had a few drinks and you decide you want to go home with me, and I don't let you because I know that I can't, you'll hate me. I lose, everyone loses. So instead, right now, while you're sober and you make a good decision, I want you to recognize what's going on. So the bartender comes by and says, you want another Singapore sling? I say, please get her, if she'd like it, but could you put the booze in a sidecar? And then the booze comes back, waiter looks at the booze, the girl looks at the booze, looks at me, realizes what's going on, pours the booze into the drink, takes a sip, and usually says, let's get out of here. Because once she knows she's going to get
Beautiful.
paid, why in the world does she want to waste time drinking?
Beautiful. Save money, save time,
Protect yourselves.
save a fucking court case.
You
Yeah,
got
just
it.
protect yourselves, for sure.
Women are wonderful, and what they want is to have a good time that won't cost them. Won't cost them in reputation, won't cost them in self-respect, won't cost them in ego damage. And if the good time can be had without having to get drunk, so much the better.
So basically, you're like alleviating the need for them to think they have to drink to get over their guilt, I guess.
Yes,
Amongst other things.
certainly, by the time the girl has recognized the truth, which is we have a good enough connection that we're going to end up in bed together. And she's drinking because she knows that if even she's not having a good enough time, she'll still get laid. But she now realizes that firstly, I'm not going to let that happen because I'm not going to take a chance of compromising my own freedom, nor am I going to take advantage of a person who has any inkling of not knowing what's going on. Okay? As I've said, the most important thing to me is I will not do anything where there's a chance a person can regret it. Not worth it. That's why I offer a lifetime money-back guarantee on this workshop and everything else I do. Because there's no value to me if anyone's got anything bad to say about what I do. It's why I do the work I do.
The most important thing I tell clients is, you don't have to sleep with I know the whole one night stand, but isn't it so much better if you wait and figure out who the person is before you fuck them? Once you fuck them, there's nowhere to go. And you have consequences. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
Look
just
at that
saying.
face. I don't know that face.
Can you expand on what you're thinking?
I have been to bed with countless.
You're different.
I know, but let's stop there, because there is an exception that proves the rule. And I'm accepting that you're right as a general case, but he's asking for an elaboration, okay? I have been to bed with plenty of women who didn't know what it was about me that inspired them to believe that I could deliver the goods and that they wouldn't regret it. Because my successfulness, I radiate. My happiness and self-satisfaction radiates. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to say a word. I never try to be impressive, and that makes me very impressive. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It simply broadcasts. Girls recognize, I'm looking at them, I'm flirty, I'm over the top sexualizing things, and they go, something about this guy, I really think this is going to be fun. And so they may not be absolutely confident, but they've got enough urge, they're going to give it a shot. We go to bed.